I want to share with you a few details of the bicycle that I use. This is not my first bicycle by any means. I've been a cyclist all my life and I've used different types of bicycles. This would be primarily considered a gravel bike, but it's a really good all-around bike. I had it assembled and custom by Landyachtz Bicycles here in Vancouver, and there are many smaller firms, smaller shops that can do similar work around the United States and Canada, in fact around the world. I'm going to tell you a little bit about this bicycle and why I did what I did. 66 years old with ankylosing, so I'm pretty careful about what I ride. This bike is a little dirty because I'm mid-trail. First thing I want to talk about is the geometry itself. This geometry is a little bit aggressive. It's a little bit closer to a road bike. Landyachtz, I think, specializes in play bikes. That is, bikes that are really fun to ride. So it's a little bit more aggressive. More importantly to me, it is made out of Italian steel, Columbus steel. So originally I was going to have a bicycle assembled and made for me in Italy. And I found Landyachtz, and I found out that they actually had some Italian steel frames and constructed out of Italian steel. So I like the firm ride of steel. It does have a carbon fork, so that's carbon fiber fork. Something really important to me are handlebars. These are Ritchie handlebars, not important, but what you should note is that they're drop handlebars. So they look like, okay, they look kind of like a road bicycle, but they're not. Okay, these are a little bit wider than many cyclists are using now. I can almost extend my arms directly out without rotating my arms in. I have shoulder issues, many people do with AS, so extending my arms out allows me a really good feeling. I like drop handlebars, and if you're starting out cycling with AS, I would recommend that you work up to drops. Drops allow the greatest variety of grips. So you can grip on the top, grip on the hoods, or you can grip down here, much like you see, you know, in the Giro d'Italia or the Tour de France. Just having the variety of grips really helps alleviate any kind of pain and static feeling. You know, with AS, we constantly need to keep moving, and that includes when we're cycling. You'll also notice, I might as well mention it now, I use a Garmin computer. This is not the most expensive, but it's reliable. It hooks up, actually, it syncs up to my cell phone and to the internet. It tracks my workouts. It tracks how many kilometers I do, how long I've been on my bicycle. It tracks my heart rate through my Garmin watch, and it also tracks the cadence, or the revolutions per minute. You'll notice it's not doing anything now because I'm not moving. Cadence is probably the most important thing to me, although the distance is great for setting goals. When I'm training client in the gym, I take a look at that revolutions per minute. When I'm working with the client on a stationary bicycle, I do the same thing on my bicycle. So sometimes people say, why do you have that? It's really about the cadence, about keeping those legs moving. I work between 80 and 90 revolutions per minute. I try to not go under that because I find that the stress on my joints is a bit too much. You're going to notice that the tires are a little bit wider than a road bike, and that the tires also have a nice tread. These are made by Gravel King. Nice tan wall tires, once again purchased through Landyachtz. I love these tires. They're great. They really grip. The occasional slip relief or puddle is no problem at all. I use SRAM components. Now, I like SRAM a lot. This is the first time with SRAM, but I would not go back. These are hydraulic brakes. So I would recommend, if you're going to go invest in a bicycle and you know what you're doing, get hydraulic brakes. They're easy to grip. So there are days that my hands just don't grip, and these respond without a lot of strength. So they're very responsive. In fact, at the first they felt too responsive. So, you know, having a hydraulic brake is great, and that's a hydraulic disc brake. So you can see those metal discs down there. They just really stop on a dime. shifting is easy. It's just one tap. You just click and it shifts to another gear, or shift double and it will automatically shift again. It is the easiest shifting mechanism I've ever had. Let's talk about the componentry a little bit. So if you've got your, I want a bike like Hughes, okay, I use SRAM componentry on the back too. Okay, nice setup. This is a rival setup, not the most expensive by any means, but you'll notice that I have a really big buzzsaw looking gear back there. That makes it, those last two gears make it pretty easy to go up the hills. And I can't stress enough how important it is to have a wide range of gears if you've got AS. Pushing and struggling is really tough on your joints, and we don't need that. We really do want to spin. So once again, we go back to that RPM, the pedal RPM, keeping that moving and low rather than grunting up hills, which is not what we want to do with AS. I also have a single ring in the front, which means that I only have one shifting mechanism. It makes it so easy. It is great. And yes, I have some cages up there. If I were going on a longer trip than 20 kilometers, I'd have a water bottle or two in there. I use cleats. So this particular cleat is pretty common. It's made by Shimano. It's easier than the classic road cleats. Takes no time at all to get used to them once you're confident on your cycle. You can have them put on any bicycle, or you can put them on yourself. There is a matching cleat on the bottom of the shoe. All good cycling shoes have hard soles, and they really emphasize putting all of the energy down through the pedal. Cycling in flip-flops, sandals, soft sole shoes, just asking for trouble, especially with AS. We have plantar fasciitis, most of us, so we really do want a nice hard-soled shoe. You'll notice that I pack very light. That comes from my road cycling days. I don't like to feel big weighted down packs on my bicycle. Okay, this one slips in and out. I have a few light packs that I use. Blinking lights both on the front and the back to warn people, even on bike trails, even on gravel trails. So I think that's necessary. I also have a blinking light in the back of my helmet. So there you have it. You've got my black beauty, and I treasure my bike. It's ready for a cleaning after cycling today. And cycling in the winter weather, remember, gloves are a necessity. Good gloves, good socks or over shoes, over your bicycle shoes are a necessity. Okay, and staying warm. Many of us have Raynaud's. We don't have good circulation in our hands and feet, and staying warm is necessary. I'll demonstrate. So not only do I have these nice gloves, as you can see, with grips, but okay, these are my dirty shoes underneath my tights, my padded tights, I might mention. Okay, I've got a 3-season sock that keeps me warm, and then under that I have another pair of socks, which, if you can get smart wool, they're the best. So it keeps they keep my feet warm, and that's necessary if you're going to cycle in the cold weather. Finally, let's not forget the seat. So many people think that you need a big, fat, padded seat. Ain't true. Not true at all. Okay, you want a seat that gives you a feeling of security, and for me, it's this seat by Ritchie. It's a nice all-around seat. I wear a padded buttocks in my tights, and this seat does me well. I do not have a shock on the post. I disagree with having a shock. It hurts my back when I have had them in the past in hybrid cycles. So I don't like to have shocks. Instead, I rely on my legs to do the work, and I stand up. There you have it, folks. imparting. This is why I have a bike that can go on hard gravel trails. Beautiful Stanley Park in Vancouver. Take care. Be well. Ciao.